Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Yes Go. This is Coach A.M. Williams, and I have the privilege and pleasure of having with me CEO of BSRN Radio, Chris Cayer. And he just got through giving us an amazing example of his specialization, which is on, there's so many, but literally just competitive intelligence in the field is really vast. But I want to give the audience something that they can't just pull up in a LinkedIn profile and see, okay, here's his work history. And that is what attracted you, Chris, to entrepreneurship, and at what age?
So at 13, I just graduated high school and I was looking for a way to make money on the summers. And at 13, of course, nobody wants to hire you because you have no experience, first off. But then when they saw my, not report card, but my, in the background check, they find out what your high school grades basically were and that kind of stuff. So I always showed up top class, that kind of stuff for a lot of that. And they just assumed I was too smart to work at a lot of the normal jobs teenagers take as the entry-level jobs, which made it even more impossible for me to get any other job because I didn't have even the entry-level jobs to get to.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually, I found a call center for the local newspaper that wanted, and they just had this rotating door of people who come in and leave and come in and leave and whatever. They're paying $2.50 an hour plus, I think it was $2.42 or $2.12 or something for each subscription that you sold to anybody. And so I thought, well, that's not a whole lot of money, but it's better than sitting at home. So, and it's 4-hour blocks, so not really taxing. I'd give it a shot. Only the hiring manager who sat me down, he said, look, I don't really care about your background. I don't care about any of that stuff. Here's the deal. We got 3 rules. 1, don't deviate from the script. Stick to the script no matter what. Number 2, if you don't sell at least 4 subscriptions every night, you're fired. Don't bother coming back. And number 3, you're late, you don't show up, whatever, you're fired, don't bother coming back. Right. Okay then, fine. And without any real training, just sat me in front of a computer screen, one of those old IBM 286 terminals.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Green chrome screen kind of a thing. And there was this little, not even a little plastic whiteboard clipboard holder thing that had the script on it, dangling off like a lampshade arm or whatever. And so that was it. And I got to hit buttons, and it was clear on the instructions on the screen what you were supposed to do, if it was yes or no or whatever. And then it would show the number, and it would show the name of the person that it was auto-dialing. So the first 15 minutes, the calls go like this. Hi, is this Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so? Great, I'm click. Over and over and over again. The reason that happened is because universally we'd call around supper time, right? And everybody hated being called at supper time in the first place. But they'd been doing this for like 50 years with the same script. They had never changed the script. So everybody in the region knew exactly who it was that was calling with just the opening line. So you never got to have a conversation because everybody knew who it was and they just hung up. Why waste your time? It's not like they're really going to take you off the number. There was no call display. There was no do not call registry. There's none of that stuff at the time. So it's just a flat click, done. So I'm 15 minutes in, and I can't even start a conversation. So I'm starting to get suspicious that I'm not going to make it through the night. So I keep it up for another half hour, goes by, and I'm getting nowhere. I'm getting hung up on, I'm getting insulted and cursed and all that kind of stuff. And all, all I'm getting out is, are you Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so? That's as far as the conversation gets. And I'm seeing a quarter of my time has now passed, and I'm getting nowhere. And so I now have to not only make up for that hour not getting a sale, but get 3 more sales on top of that in the remaining 3 hours. And I'm doing the math in my head going 0 plus 0 plus no shot in hell. I'm going to be unemployed again in, let me just set the egg timer, right? So I decide if I'm going to be fired anyway, I might as well change the script. So I do. And the next time the call goes through, the other person picks up the phone, says hi, and I say, hi, is this Bob? Is this Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so? Bob? Huh, what? Yeah, it's Mr., but my name's not Bob. Oh, great. Thanks, Bob. I knew it was you. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, I know that's not your real name, but my name is Chris. I'm calling from such and such a newspaper, and you're not going to remember my name 3 weeks from now. I'm not going to remember yours by the end of the night because I talk to 300 people a night. So I just call everybody Bob and makes it easy. Is that good for you, Bob? Bob, great. Thanks so much. Do you get the newspaper, Bob? No. Do you get it at the office? Yeah. Does your wife ever use coupons? Well, she would if we had any. Great! I can save you $400 a week. All you got to do is subscribe to the Saturday edition alone. Can I get your name and credit card today? Save me $400? Yeah, for only $2 a month. Okay, sure. Let me get that credit card. Thanks, Bob. I appreciate it. Ding, ding, ding. Check. Sale. And so by the end of the night, I'd shattered every record that they'd ever had in selling. And so I came in the next day, and they had the district manager, they had the newspaper rep, they had the hiring manager, of course, and a couple other guys in the room, and they grilled me. But why did I stray from the script? Why did I do this? Why did I do that? Why did I call people Bob? Because they'd obviously listened to all the recordings. And I explained, it's because I was going to get fired anyway. And this way, it wasn't something that they knew to hang up on me before I even got my name out. I needed to find a way to can open the conversation. And making them laugh was the best way to do it. So I got them to laugh. We got to have a conversation that seriously gave them a value, a reason to buy the subscription, and they did. Ding, check the box. If I'm fired, I'm fired. If I'm not, then let me get to work. And so by the end of the summer, they wanted to hire me to be the sales director for the call center. And I decided I wanted to go back to high school for another couple of years because at 13, going to university when you can't drink, drive, or stay out past 8 o'clock really didn't seem like a great social experience was going to unfurl. So that led me to realizing a few other things. I wasn't going to fit into a normal office culture. I wasn't going to fit into a normal structure of any kind because I was always going to be a little bit of an oddball. From there, I went on to do movers helper, construction, and a bunch of other things. And in each case, I was able to find a niche in that role where I could excel independently that would help support everybody else. So in moving, I was too tiny to go lift the big pianos and that kind of stuff. But I could take 2/3 of the boxes off the truck and put them where they were supposed to be before anybody else got to them. Because I was fast, I was small, and I could just organize things quickly. Same with office moves. I could be ahead of the pack, and all they had to do is unpack and disassemble. Made life so much easier for them. We got jobs done faster. Everything worked out better. We got more jobs as a result. Things worked out really well. On the construction site, the same thing. I was a little more leery of the power tools and whatnot, but that didn't stop me from driving front-end loaders and pavement packing machines and jackhammers and all that kind of good stuff. And so I got good quality work out in those areas where I got to do my thing. And in doing that, I learned very quickly that there are places where I'm really good at following instructions. There are places where the instructions don't suit what needs to be done in those circumstances. And I saw that there was an opportunity for me to take a leadership role, but I was too young for most people to accept as an employee being a leader. Right?
Mhm.
When you're on a construction site, most of the crew is 45 years old and you're 15, you've got to do a lot to earn their respect. And I did, but it takes a long time. That they're not
Yeah.
just going to take it just cuz.
I want to delve into something because this is a lot. Number one, doing this at the age of 13 is enough to drive, like most people can't even fathom that. But you said that what you could do while you couldn't lift the big pianos and things of that nature, you could go in and grab the small boxes and move that stuff before anybody would even get to it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of symbolic to what small business is,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because while there's a lot of things that bigger, more bulkier companies do, a small business has the ability to come in and is this competitive advantage and say, hey, I can get all the other stuff out of the way before people can even get to it and get it
Yeah.
situated and doing it. So the notion of being agile is super important, and there's a super lesson there within it. We're going to take a break again, and when we come back, we're going to take a deeper look into what we're going to do it different this time, Chris. We're going to actually talk about some of the insights that you have gained from what causes people to hesitate to say yes, go.
Hmm.
We'll be right back.